All right, let's talk about something that sounds like it's straight out of science fiction. Imagine building an entire multi-page website. You know, the homepage, product pages, contact forms, the whole shebang. Not with weeks of tedious coding, but from a single text prompt. Well, that's not sci-fi anymore. Today, we're diving into a new generation of AI tools that are making this a reality, turning a simple idea into a live site in just minutes.
So here's how we're going to break it all down. First, we'll meet the AI team that's going to do all the heavy lifting for us. Then, we'll see how they talk to each other, give them their master plan, and literally watch as they build a website from scratch. And finally, we'll get into what this crazy speed really means for anyone who builds stuff for the web.
So who's actually doing all this work? Well, it's not just one single giant AI brain. It's actually a specialized team of two agents working together. Let's meet our developer and our designer. First up, we have Anti-Gravity. And I want you to think of this as way more than just your average code editor. This thing is a smart workspace where AI agents can take a plan and just run with it. They can write code, run the application, do the whole workflow. It's basically the engine room for this entire operation. And handling all the visuals, we have Stitch. This is our AI-powered UI/UX designer. It takes our simple text ideas and cranks out these production-ready, multi-page website designs. It handles everything. The layout, the colors, you name it. This is the creative genius of the team.
Okay, so we've got our brilliant coder and our visionary designer. But here's the thing. They're useless if they can't actually collaborate, right? They need a way to talk to each other. So let's build that bridge and turn them into a real power duo.
And that bridge has a name, MCP, which stands for Multi-Platform Copilot. This is the crucial communication link that lets Anti-Gravity, our dev workspace, send commands straight over to Stitch, our design agent. This connection is what makes the whole automated process actually work.
And getting them connected is actually super easy. Let me just walk you through it real quick. First, you just hop into your Stitch settings and generate a new API key. Easy. Then you flip back over to Anti-Gravity and open up the MCP server configuration. And finally, and this is pretty much the only manual part, you just paste in the server details and that key you just made, hit refresh, and boom, that's it. They're connected, ready to go.
Oh, and a quick pro tip here, and this is super important. You have to treat your API keys like passwords. Seriously. The best way to do this is to store them in secure environment variables. It just keeps your whole workspace and your credentials safe and sound. Okay, our AI team is assembled, they're connected, and they're ready for action. Now they just need a plan. And what is absolutely wild here is that the entire project brief is just a simple chunk of text.
I mean, look at this. This right here is the entire creative brief. It's not some 50-page document, it's not a stack of wireframes, it's just one straightforward, descriptive sentence telling the AI what we want. We're telling it the what, not the how. It's a total game changer.
Now, you're probably wondering, okay, how does one prompt build multiple pages? And that is a great question. That's where this special little trick called the stitch loop skill comes into play. Without it, the AI would probably build our homepage and then just stop. But by giving it this skill, we're telling it, hey, read the entire plan and build every single page we asked for. It's the secret sauce that makes this whole thing possible. All right, the team's ready, they're connected, and they have their instructions. Now comes the really fun part. Let's put these agents to work and watch them build our website from scratch, right now.
So we've got our blueprint, we've got our connected AI team, but what actually happens behind the curtain when we hit go? How does this simple text plan magically turn into a real clickable website?
It all starts with this one simple command right inside Anti-Gravity. We're basically telling the agent, hey, create a new project and make sure you use that special stitch loop skill we talked about. That's it. That one line of text is the spark that kicks off the entire automated workflow. The second you run that command, the agent just gets to work. It reads our plan, it understands the theme, it figures out what the homepage needs, and it immediately starts generating the design, the layout, and even some content for that first, most important page. And it is not one and done. Because we use that loop skill, the agent doesn't stop. It just seamlessly moves on to the next item in our plan, building the class schedule page, then the trainer BIOS page, and so on. It just keeps on chugging down the list, page by page, with zero further input from us. It's amazing to watch.
And just like that, after only a few minutes, the entire process is done. So let's take a look at the final product and see how that simple little text plan got transformed into a fully functional multi-page website.
And here they are. From that one single prompt, the agents built a complete site. We've got a gorgeous homepage, a product catalog, the class schedule we asked for, the trainer BIOS, a blog, and a contact page. The entire site structure just built automatically.
And this is a really crucial point, especially for you developers out there. This isn't just a bunch of pretty pictures. No, behind every single one of these pages is clean, usable HTML and CSS. It's not some locked-in, weird format. It's a solid, standards-compliant foundation that a developer can immediately grab, customize, and build on top of.
And get this, it even takes care of the visuals for us. The system uses another AI, called NanoBanana, to generate images that actually fit the theme of the website. I mean, that's a huge time saver right there. No more scrolling through endless stock photo sites. The website comes with visuals that are already clean, relevant, and good to go.
So being able to go from a simple text file to a fully coded, visually populated website in a matter of minutes is, well, it's pretty incredible. But what does this really mean for how we build things in the future?
In this slide right here, this really gets to the heart of it. The old way meant hours and hours of manual coding, fighting with CSS, hunting down assets, you know the drill. This new agent-driven workflow, it collapses all of that down into a few minutes of setup and one single prompt. It's a fundamental shift. We're moving from building things to directing things.
I mean, this chart really says it all, doesn't it? The time saved here isn't just a little improvement, it's a monumental leap in efficiency. We're talking about tasks that used to take days, now taking minutes. This frees up developers to actually focus on the hard stuff, the complex logic and unique features, instead of just building the same boilerplate UI over and over again.
And that leaves us with a really fascinating and maybe even a little bit of a daunting question. When that initial time-sucking phase of design and front-end coding can be automated this effectively, it completely changes the starting line for every single project. So, if a text plan can become a website in minutes today, what kind of incredible things are we going to be building tomorrow?